Welcome to the Creative Masterminds podcast.
Where we create more and destroy less.
Yes, sir. Fire podcast. You know who you got in the house. You have Sean Breeze in the house, and you also have
Cass Thrive. What's popping?
Yes, sir. Hopefully you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys are doing well and everything and are in great spirits. And if you're not, much love to you guys. And so we send all our loves to you so guys can, be, turn into being in great spirits. So anyway, that was like a random tangent sidebar, but let's go ahead. Let's go. Let you know how we do. We start with our week in review and then we hop into the subject. So Cass, go ahead and tell the people what you did this past week. Let's go.
Yeah, man, we had a great week for the holidays. Now, I'm not really into the holidays and all that, but I'm definitely into family and all that. So I use that time, to spend with the family.
What don't you like about it? The money spending?
Well, I mean, just the holidays. I think certain days it's more of business, but you're supposed to give thanks every day. You're supposed to, if you believe in, Christ or Jesus or Yeshua, you should be happy for that every day and worship him every day. It shouldn't be designated for one day in a certain time of the season. Mm-hmm. But, it is what it is. I didn't make the rules. I just play how I played.
Yeah, okay. I feel you.
But yeah, it was a good time to spend with the family. The kids are out of school and all of that, so we definitely got to spend time with family, visit my mom, their grandmother, and we had a good time. The wife's side of the family, we got to hang out with them when the kids got to play with their cousins and stuff like that. So it was a good week. Wifey did get into a car wreck.
Oh, really? Wow. Is she okay?
Yeah, she's doing well, doing better. She was on her way home Wednesday, and see that's another thing. Around this time of season, people are rushing and all that. So it was a day before Thanksgiving.
Damn.
Somebody pulled out and hit her. Thank God she's doing well and recovering.
That's good. Like any major injuries or I guess you
shooken up.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Shooken up, bruised a little bit, but she's doing well. She's a soldier. So.
Okay, good.
But that's being, taken care of and everything. So, things happen, out of our control. Wasn't her fault. But, we just bounce back and keep rolling. So, besides that and, some things, it was a great week. We toughed it out, made our way through it, and enjoyed the time we got to spend with fam, so.
Okay. Cool for me. It was like a very chill week. We spent Thanksgiving with Erica's mom and Erica's stepfather, also with Erica's sister. And so, of course, Elijah was there, as you can imagine. So we had that little small gathering, which was very cool, very intimate for sure. I like that a lot because we already celebrated the Thanksgiving on my family Thanksgiving on the Sunday previous. So yeah, that's why we did it. That's why we did it with Erica's mom and her stepfather that day. So and what else did I do? Honestly, I would say I probably mainly worked on music. Like I was working on like getting this mastering our track MLK, the remix with Cass Thrive and JJ3K, which is available right now on SoundCloud. Sean Breeze, go stream it.
We blazed it.
For sure. It was like super duper fire, or it is super duper fire. So I worked on like mastering the track to like, so it can play well on multiple audio devices. And so I was working on that diligently, like over and over and over, like to the point where my ears started to really bleed. Like not like literally, but like really I would like work to the point of like extreme annoyance of the song. And so that's good. That's dope. And so I really worked hard on that. And so I'm done for sure. And the updated master version will be released really, really soon. Sometime this week for sure. I will update the current version with the master version so you guys can enjoy it in multiple audio settings. So you guys can enjoy it in multiple different settings and it still sound pretty solid and pretty clear. So did that and been working on music for sure. I just finished a track within a day, which I'm very proud of. Like I made the beat. I want to say I made the beat for sure yesterday. If not, I think I worked on it like yesterday. Like made the beat the beat before, and then I rapped to it with the chorus, and then I came back and laid the verse down, and then I put the beat together around my vocals, and then I mixed the vocals last night, and now it's like it's a complete song. And so it's available right now on SoundCloud. It's called Black God, or my bad, it's called Ogun. In parentheses, I put Black God. It's a demo track. I put it as that because I will be updating the track, throughout the week, and then probably had like the finished track be done by next week. So I like that approach to like just get something out, then I work on it to tweak it over time, and then let the final. I'll upload the final update to it later at a later time. But it just gets myself in the habit of releasing things and not holding on to
So you
things.
put it out and then you update it as you
Yeah,
go with
yeah.
it.
Like right now, like it's not really like the beats itself is not really arranged. Like you got my vocals to like distinguish the chorus part, but it's not really arranged. And so I'm going to do some more arrangement, maybe add some more transitions to it, but I'm not gonna work on it like too long. I'm trying not to get into the habit, or I'm trying to break out the habit of like holding on to things for a long time and working on things for a long time. It's a waste of time for sure. I think it's better to like be disciplined within myself and just say, all right, I'm done, and not go back to it unless I want to like update it later, like maybe 6 months later or a year later. But like
Yeah.
but like to update it like every week is just crazy. So I'm trying to break out of that habit. So now that's why I'm like working on things and then releasing it and just trying to be done with it until I can move on to the next thing. Because I got plenty of ideas that I want to get out, and so I want to allow, like, while I have this stream of like creativity going, I want to utilize it as much as possible. So that's how it works.
Not block up the stream,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
Not clog it up.
For
Yeah.
sure. So yeah, so that's mainly what I worked on, not to be, too long with it about it. So let's go ahead and hop into the subject. And today's subject, I'm not sure if I spoke about it before, but today's subject is about being a lifelong student. And so we're gonna leave it like to be very broad like that, so we can maneuver through that subject and bring our wisdoms and our thoughts and our feelings about the subject, so you guys can hopefully get some jewels within what we speak. So, Cass, go ahead and speak about the subject. I know you're the one who brought the subject to the table for us to discuss. Go ahead and tell us what inspired the subject for yourself.
Student of the
Yeah,
game. Yeah.
for sure.
But yeah, no, I was coaching a class, and one of the lead coaches, she comes through some of your classes and stuff, and or some of my classes, and she offers her insight on things that you can do to improve and get better. And I was letting her know, like, hey, if you got any critiques or whatever, I'm not tripping. I'm not person that's gonna be bothered or not welcome to some critiques to get better, to
For sure.
improve. I am cold. I mean, uh, but I'm open to that. So that's what made me think about it, because I did tell her also. I was like, and it's not just in training or coaching, but I'm that way in every area of my life. I'm open to learning something new. I don't want to be the same I was a year ago or a month ago as far as my knowledge on things. I want to keep increasing in knowledge and be able to, so that way my knowledge and what I take in and receive, that I'm able to act on it too,
Absolutely.
not just receiving it and then or just staying the same, but we should be improving daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. That's what it's all about, improving. So that's what made I thought that'd be a great subject.
No, absolutely. It's amazing that there's people who exist who just really live to learn, and they do not apply anything that they learn at all in their day or in their life in general. So if you're a person that does that, stop it, stop it, stop it. You're just wasting your time. I think some people call it like mental masturbation or something crazy like that. But it's like where people just like get knowledge, and then like they just go around spewing their knowledge just to run up people and be like, oh, I'm smarter than you. But like, what's the point of having knowledge if you're not using it to your benefit? Like you have to use your knowledge to your benefit. Like the way that you said that, developing a plan, action plan to use that knowledge that you gain from it. Like I make sure that I don't waste any second at all. I make sure that I take like that I'm listening to something that will benefit me, if it's like an audiobook or maybe an audiobook or a podcast, or I even may watch a movie, and the movie message may inspire me to do something to be better, to be a better person. Or the score of the music or the movie may inspire me to make some dope music. Like I make sure that I'm intentional with everything that I do. So that's like a slight tangent of like ease and time, but I'll say that's very important if you want to be a student of the game. Like you want to make sure that you consistently are aware of your time and how you use it, so you can be a student, like 24/7. Really, I make sure that I'm working 24/7, like to learn something. My wife for sure thinks it's a bit extreme. It's a bit too much, but honestly, I have grown to put myself in a habit of just learning and always being a student. Like even if I go on vacation, I go to it's for sure that I'm going to the local museum just to learn about like the city or the country or the state that we're in. And so like I'm always learning. I'm always want to be like better, because that's how you get inspired to just be a creator in general, to be a better creator in general. So
Most definitely. And I mean, even like you said, analyzing, studying, that's a skill in itself.
yep.
So we need to plan out and really focus on that. You're not a person not really going to learn anything
Hmm.
and benefit from that without doing it intentionally.
Yep.
Like, hey, I'm focusing so that I can learn these things. I can take this from that, even like you said, like with movies or whatever. I mean, or
Hmm.
whatever, because we can be inspired. We can be inspired by the smallest thing,
True.
situation. Just seeing something. It doesn't take much to be inspired and to come up with something that could be, you know, $1 million, business or book or whatever it may be. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? So that's very important, and to have that mindset. Another thing that came to me was perception.
True.
Like with our time, it matters how you perceive that movie. If it's an hour and a half movie or whatnot, how are you using that hour and a half in the movie, and what is your perception of
Hmm.
it? Is it just for entertainment, or are you like looking for key things that could you could apply in life, you could apply in business and music and whatever it may be. So perception and it, I mean, all of these
Oh
things that we
man.
talk about every week, they all groove together.
Yeah, when you speak about perception, you also make me think about intentions and just being intentional with what
Hmm.
with what you want to learn, and what you could like. What you learn is, I want to say it's like I want to say it's an energy source almost. It's like if you can if you can bend your mind like like Neo in the Matrix bending the spoon, or the kid in the Matrix bending the spoon. Just bend your mind to see like information as like an energy source. The fact that like you can receive information and then get that energy and then like turn it into something else, like where you can a good example would be like when I'm in the kitchen, I'm being a chef, I'm doing my thing for the family, okay, because my wife, fortunately loves my cooking. And so like this past week, she got this cookbook from these ladies. I think they're from Oaxaca, Mexico, or maybe their family is
Hmm.
from there. But anyway, they have this cookbook that's like features like Oaxaca food recipes and stuff like that. And so, while people didn't have cookbook, I just like saw this recipe about like this oregano chicken, whatever, and I used that as like a source of inspiration, as an energy source to whip up some great stewed chicken that my wife really loves. So I just use that as a real life example of like taking information and and really taking it and putting it into action, and using it as an energy source to as a spark of inspiration to work on something, to create something to which will hopefully improve your life experience for sure, because that food was fire and we really did enjoy it for sure. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. And inspiration. That's another thing. That goes right in. It goes hand in hand
Hmm.
with it. With the knowledge and the things that we learn, then we are able to inspire others as well.
True.
And
Ooh, yeah.
that's just pushing culture, life, everything forward
Hmm.
when we're able to, give our piece of ourselves, and to give something back to what's going on in the world, man. That's what it's about, making an
Hmm.
impact, you know.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Yeah, because like making an impact. Well, at least I'll speak for myself. That's a part of my why. Like the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, the reason why I'm doing the podcast, the reason why I'm doing music, the reason why I even going the route that I'm going is, of course, first, first and for sure, is for myself and my peace and well being. Obviously, yes, 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 that is true. However, but I also want to be like a showcase to others that, hey, this is a life that you can create for yourself. Like I wish that most people had like the guts to, I was about to say balls, but I say the guts to like figure out a way to, the
cojones.
cojones to figure out a way to be like in a situation where they don't have to work for 3 months if they just have a kid, and they be able to spend that time with their family and really seal that bond, because I had that experience fortunately for myself, and that's all thanks to all thanks to due to Allah, to God, to the Most High for sure, for just allowing me to have this blessing. Like even with Erica being my wife, her being able to be off for 3 to 4 months and really be a part of the foundation of the family, not having her go back to work earlier, which would for sure throw her energy off and like taking care of the baby and everything. And so like all these things like is a true blessing. I'm not sure where I want to attend it, but attend it to at least inspire somebody out there, like, hey man, you can do this too. Like you put your mind to it. If you can, like Master P said, you have to be a person who wants to outthink their situation, who wants to outthink their environment. And so use your mind. Your mind is a very powerful source. And how do you feed your mind? You feed your mind by being a student, by reading and learning from others, being around people. Hey, what I'm saying, I brought that back real smooth though. Yeah, but yeah, for sure, man. Like being a student is very important, man. Use that mind. Your mind is a very powerful tool. Like just ensure that you don't put junk into your mind. Like I make sure I do things like I used to go to this website BoxDen, which is like a trash website. It's like a white-owned website with a whole bunch of like punk suburban kids commenting on hip hop. So that's crazy. And but it was like a site that I used to go to when I was a kid, and I continuously go to it to this day. And I realized that I need to like get off of it, because like every device that I'm getting on, I end up trying to check this website. So what I did, I set up like this software called Self Control, and I blocked myself from going to this website, and I blocked it on my phone, and I blocked myself from going to Twitter too. And like that has allowed me to liberate mental chains, like so my mind can be used for other uses. So I want to think about Twitter, or I don't have to think about the crap that I see on that website, other websites. So man, you gotta be very creative and figure out ways how to utilize your brain power and maximize your brain power, and that includes like cutting away from junk food, junk mental food or whatever. And make sure that you have that healthy mental food, like good books and stuff like that, to help inspire you. It is all related. I try to relate things together like about health, but it's very related for sure, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's like that's like you are what you eat,
Yeah.
but really it's you are what you consume.
Yep.
So whatever we consume with our minds, with of course, with what we eat and
Yep.
put in our bodies and
Yep.
stuff, but that's that's what comes back. That's what we regurgitate, is what we put in our minds and in our bodies, what we
Mm-hmm.
consume. So we got to be a great manager of our
Mm-hmm.
consumption. That's extremely important, and how you would make sure that it's better quality
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is loving to learn,
Mm-hmm.
like making sure the subjects, the topics, the things, the activities that you are learning are better quality. The things you are consuming, are of better quality, which will benefit you in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's really what it's about: the now and the future.
Mm-hmm.
And we always say we use that past as like a stepping stone, and for us to move forward.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure, man. Dang, I just had something. I keep doing this, man. I just had something that I was about to say, in regards to what you just said, but I can't think of it right now. So, yeah, I remember now. Yeah, okay, all right. So, it's about like it's networking to a certain degree, but it basically is about like, the point I'm going to make is going to be very clear. Make sure you're around people who are also students, who want to learn, because that helps inspire you. Because like being around those people who like share information that they learn just like interesting, great information to you. It's just like good benefits, a good surge of energy to you, and so that hopefully that usually sends some type of inspiration your way that will help you be a better person that day, or in life in general. So yeah, make sure you're around other people who are students for sure. Like man, it's such a blessing. I always big up Cass for sure. But like it's be crazy. It'll be a crazy journey without Cass. Like not to have a person like, who's a student, like who like every week. We don't necessarily have to text each other all day, what I'm saying, like that, or every day like that. But it's guaranteed that one time or two times a week, whatever, we're gonna have something where he gonna send me like a good spark from something that he learned, what I'm saying, or something that he may talk about a situation that I end up getting like something from that. And so, because Cass is a for sure 100% thorough student of the game, and so a battle buddy for sure.
that.
And so yeah, for sure, absolutely, just the truth, straight up. And so yeah, man, one big help is to ensure that you have a battle buddy who's also a student of the game, because it is a lonely world, because most people do want to be stupid and idiots, and that's just a cold hard fact. It's unfortunate. Hey, it is what it is, though. Just be thankful when you find people who are students for sure. I also have another student. Of course, Erica is a student for sure. Homegirl Carol, she's a student for sure. Talk to her for a little bit, I get something from her. So, even when she talk about her sessions with counseling and stuff like that, I learned something from it. Not to put too much of a business out there. She might kill me for that one. Anyway, but but the point is, yeah, man, like be around students for sure, because that really just helps you on that journey and just helps encourage you to be a student, for sure. So yeah, I'll say that. I think that's my last bit on it.
I got you. Yeah, and that's I'm right along with you, man. Definitely, the company you keep, you definitely want to be with people on your same level, like a conversation and stuff you can learn from, bounce ideas off each other, and even even take it higher. Some people, you want to have mentors, some people that know more and that are further along in that industry, business or whatever. That you were trying to take it to the next level of and improve and learn on. And this day and age, they couldn't do this, back in the 80s and the 90s, where you can go on YouTube and pretty much, download. You don't have to do that. You could just stream it, but you can download all the information that they have by listening to them, their interviews, the audio books. You can find all that on YouTube. So there's really no excuses for us not to be learning even more. We should be pushing it way further than our parents and the generations before us, because what we have access to.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, for sure. That's true, man. We had like resources at our fingertips. I forgot who.
It's an overload.
Oh, I think it was Michael Brian Cox, the producer. He's like an R&B producer. He produced, I can't remember like exactly what, like classics, like for sure, like classics. Like,
cold on
he's
them
cold.
keys,
He's
man.
cold. I'm sorry that I can't bring up his resume off the top of my head, but he's classic. Just trust me.
Usher, he did some Usher songs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think he did some Omarion too, or Trey Songz at least.
The R&B
and so, but yeah, solid dude. But anyway, he talked about like just how privileged we are nowadays, that we have things at our fingertips. The fact that I was able to buy like a quality keyboard system. Shout out to Arteria, free plug. I bought their, this is for producers out there. I bought their instrument set for like $299, half off, whatever, kind of half off. And that stuff sounds like some classic gear that they had back in the day in the 80s and stuff like that, 80s and 90s, whatever. And so quality sounds, I'm able to get that offline, just by, clicking a button here, in 5 minutes, whatever, it's installed on my computer, and then I'm using it to make some fire heat beats, what I'm saying, and music in general. And then like, it's just crazy. Like, yeah, you got resources at your tips. You can reach out to people. Like, for instance, I've been interacting with this guy who works with this guy named St. John, who's an artist. And I've been interacting with this guy, just casually talking to him like about like they recently fired their chef, and I joked with him like, "Hey man, I know how to make some fire chicken tenders. If he needs somebody who can cook, and also I'm good with the camera too. So saying, you get a double threat. And then saying, you send me something bad that he don't eat red, that they don't eat red meat, whatever. And he used that opportunity to plug like, all right, well, me and my lady, you have this catering business that we're starting up, and we happy to deliver food if you guys are ever in town. Saying, just at the fingertips. This guy who's linked with St. John. I'm not, and the thing is, this is genuine connection with that because he's the one who messaged me first. But just at the fingertips, you know what I'm saying? And this guy St. John, he's with the guy who's Biggs, who with Jay-Z's label Rockefeller. So that's their big connection and everything. So yeah, but at the fingertips, man, and right, we're so privileged. So the thing is, you got to be first and foremost, you have to be appreciative, a person who appreciates and appreciate where you are, and then use those things that you have at your fingertips to your advantage, and go out there and achieve something for sure, for real. Yep.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we said, it's this time that we live in right now, man. It's no excuses. We
Nope.
can't. I mean, of course, there's different things. Everybody's going through things that
Absolutely.
where we have roadblocks,
Absolutely.
and all that. But how
Yeah.
bad do you want it?
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna push
Mm-hmm.
through it, or you gonna give up because you stumped your toe
Mm-hmm.
once or
Mm-hmm.
whatever? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's time to go get it. If we don't go get it for ourselves, nobody
Nope.
will. Yeah, it could drop down out of the sky in your lap,
Mm-hmm.
but the chances are it's not gonna
Mm-mm.
happen. So
Mm-mm.
strap your boots on and go to war.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
go.
true, man. And you guys, I'm not gonna insult the audience, but just rest assured, there's stuff that goes on behind the scene in both our lives for sure. I know for Cass, it has. I'm saying, speak for myself, just like juggling being a father and the baby. I know you heard the baby in the background right there. Just juggling being the father. Erica's going back to work right now, or she's back at work right now, and so I have to juggle all that, getting this podcast in for you guys, and so it's hard work. It's trying times, but the thing is, I stay prayed up. Not to sound corny, I know people kind of use that in the corny way, and I don't like that. But like for real, like only thing that really keeps me sane is like my connection to God and knowing that the vision that he has shown me is a real vision. And I just need to see it through and not quit and be persistent. That's what I was talking to my wife. I think Cass might have caught the tail end when he got on the beating. But I was talking to my wife, man, you gotta be very persistent and be the person who like the great Tariq, the General Tariq, who went over to Spain and went through Spain to conquer Europe with the Moors and everything. And so one thing he did, he told us true, like, all right, we over here on the continent of Spain, let's burn the ships because there's no retreat. Let's keep going, let's keep pushing forward. And so that's what he did, and that's how they were able to use that source as a source of inspiration to make sure that they did handle their business and conquer Europe. And so that's what they did in 7-Eleven for sure. Just a little quick Black history for you guys. But yeah, man, you have to have that mentality, man. I'm burnt the ships, like I ain't going back to corporate. After that, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Keep pushing forward. Just know that God will provide in due time. In due time,
Most
when
definitely.
you're ready,
That's what
for
it's
sure.
about.
Let me do this one testimony, and I'll leave it at that.
Mm.
It's just crazy how many job offers I'm getting right now. Like people want to give me money, essentially like by me just being patient and just working on me just being me. And by the time I feel like I'm ready to like get back into the world, that's when opportunities are coming. So to people who are out there like going through it, who making this transition like from corporate to entrepreneurship, from hobbyist to pro. Just know it's a trying time. Just keep focused on becoming better yourself and being a better version of yourself. And when you're ready, and you'll know when you're ready, that's when that's when the blessing will start to come to you. So just be focused on you, doing you and becoming better. Things will come in due time. Don't worry about the money. It will come. God will take care of you. God don't just throw you out there in the ocean without raft or some type of thing that he's going to kind of help you get along the journey. He's not going to send you through the desert without some type of supply. So God is coming, but you got to do your work and making sure that you're involved and that you are becoming the person that you need to become to receive those blessings. So, bam.
Straight up.
Yep.
Hey, it's all about that faith. You gotta have that the hope and belief that it's all gonna work out, and that's that type of foundation will get us through the tough times and through day to day.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have something, a foundation to get you through day to day, something
Absolutely.
solid, or we just gonna be just with the wind getting blown
Like
through each day
plankton
and
or something
all
like that.
that.
Like, I don't know. Some organism just floating through them, just floating. Just floating.
An amoeba,
Yeah,
you
there you go.
amoeba.
A little science for you guys, but yeah. Cass, you got anything else you want to add to the subject before we sign off?
Uh, you know, be just just have a love for learning, man. Get out of your comfort zone. Take people's critiques or their perception, the way they see things, because when we're in it, especially in our lives and all that, we don't see it from the outside, from somebody else's point of view, and somebody else's perspective is very important because it can lead to us overcoming something that we've
Yeah,
been stuck in
true.
or did not see, didn't realize and understand. So, be open to what people have to say, and don't let it drag you down. If it's helpful or if it's harmful, and let's just go for it. That's the main thing. On that positive tip, positive vibes, whatever,
Hmm.
what I'm saying. Just get it done. Whatever it is, goal out, have a mark, shoot towards that mark, and don't stop till you get there. That's the main thing.
Bam, absolutely, man. 100% agree with that, man. And so, like that, we are going to go ahead and wrap up the show today's show, which is about being a student for life, being a lifelong student. It's imperative for sure. It is imperative. You want to be
It's a
successful,
wrap.
you need to
Nah, I'm
be a
playing.
student. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, with that said, Cass. With that said, my bad, Cass. Give out your socials and tell people where they can find you.
Most def. On Instagram, CAS_THRIVE.
Yep.
At the Boxing Bell, I've been slipping, but I'm gonna start
Amen.
updating that more. But I got some other ventures that I've been focused on right now.
Mhm.
But I definitely get back to that. And also on Facebook. And yep, holla at your boy.
Yeah, for me, you can find me SeanBreeze.com, BreezeLightMedia.com, TheCreatorMasterminds.com. You can find me also on Instagram at Sean Breeze, OG Sean Breeze, on Twitter and Facebook, Sean Breeze on SoundCloud. Go stream Black Gods, man. And so yeah, I'm very proud of that
Most
track.
def.
The fact that I did it in one day, it just shows like, I say, been putting that work in. That work has paid off, and so I can't wait to like get back into the studio, crank out another one. You know what I'm saying? I want to get this. I want to get to the Kobe vibe where it's like me and in the gym. I'm just doing my free throws every day, and then once I hit the one from half court, I'm be like, yep, I know because I've been practicing. So it is what it is.
Straight up.
And so yeah, that's where you can find me. Of course, you can find us, the Creative Masterminds, on SoundCloud, iTunes. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify for sure. So yeah, man, follow us for sure. So with that
Straight
said,
up.
this has been the Creative Masterminds podcast, Fire Podcast, and we are out, man. Peace.
Peace.